Hello there. This isn't exactly an eclipse, but I felt like this was an appropriate background for our eclipse video. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our fantastic, powerful lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. Now, this is going to be taking place probably before we wake up. Technically, the eclipse is going to be happening early in the morning. It's in the sign of Libra. It's important for us to know our rising sign because when we're trying to figure out the energies and how any kind of transit's going to affect us, uh, what determines that is our rising sign. So, our rising sign sets up our entire wheel, our entire birth chart. So, for example, if you are a Libra, let's just say, that means you have Libra, and let's say you're Libra rising. That means you have Libra in your first house. That means this eclipse will be happening in your first house. That means something very different for Libra rising rather than if you were, say, a Libra who was Aries rising. It would be completely opposite. So it's really important to know our rising sign to know where this is going to be affecting you in your life. However, I will say because this eclipse is happening in Libra, Libra is a very relationship sign, for relationship oriented. So it is going to be something, no matter where it's happening in your chart, it is going to have to do with relationships in some way, shape, or form. For example, if it's in your money house, it'll affect your money, but it'll affect your relationships when it has to do with money. So see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and go through all of these different signs. Now we're going to go ahead. There are a couple things I do want to emphasize. This is a powerful eclipse and it's also a positive eclipse. You may be hearing a lot of doom and gloom astrologers out there saying things like, oh, an eclipse, and we are feeling energy. It is definitely stressful energy. Absolutely. We may be a little grouchier than normal, but this is a positive eclipse. No matter what happens to you during this time period, it is for the best, it is for good, and you will be happy with it. And you might not be happy with it initially, but you will be happy with it. Also, there's a lot of different schools of thought about manifesting, but I believe this is my belief on it, and a lot of the astrologers that I follow and share relationship, we believe that new moons are for manifesting, full moons are for letting go. But when you have an eclipse, that's the universe or God's opportunity to step into your life and make the changes. So it's a good time to just wish things for the good of all and for the betterment of all, and accept things that happen in your life. This is not, you're not in the driver's seat anymore. The universe is in the driver's seat right now. So you may find things being eclipsed in or eclipsed out of your life. And if they are, the only thing you can really do is to just let it go. Just let it go and say thank you, thank you, thank you, and move forward with your life. So let's go ahead and take a look. Also, it's called the worm moon, by the way. This particular, all these moons have different names. Well, this particular moon is called the worm moon. Now, if you are in Aries or in Aries rising, this particular full moon is happening in your seventh house of marriage and business partnership. So this means it could bring your loved ones closer to you because this is going to be a positive eclipse. So, you know, you may if you're not living together yet, you may get a proposal. You may get a proposal or an engagement or a marriage could be in the works. You may be moving, you may be making, if you are married already with someone, you may be making a major change that's going to elevate your relationship. You might for you may be moving to a new home or moving to a new city. You may be doing something that's going to bring you closer. If it has to do with your business partnerships, it could be the same thing too. You may be doing something business wise that's going to bring you success and bring you closer. So if you're single, yes, you can absolutely share in this vibe. Someone with long-term potential could be coming into your life. Now, if you're a Taurus rising, this is going to be happening in your sixth house, and your sixth house is about your health, your wellness, that's mental and physical. Also, your rituals and your routines, how you show up for work every day. So get ready. If you're a Taurus rising, get ready to see some progress around your work and your employment or your health and your wellness. You may have this sudden miraculous healing happening with your health. Or, the other day, I just had something that I'm not going to, it's not a big deal, but it was just like this one little thing, the way I was thinking about something emotionally that was causing me some anxiety and stress. This one little thing clicked into place, and it was like a healing moment for me. That's the kind of thing that Taurus risings or Taurians can be getting. They can be just kind of suddenly have this little puzzle piece that will fall into place that'll make everything make sense to you for your healing, for physical or your mental well-being. But you may be leaving a position. You might stay for the same company, but you might be working from home, or you might be not working from home anymore. You might be going to a different place. So it's all good though, because it's all destiny. It's for a better position, better ritual, better lively habits, right? Now, if you are Gemini rising, this is happening in your fifth house of romance and joy and children, and your talents and your gifts. And it's your heart. It's your heart chakra. So it's time to open up your heart. Um, Step out, have some fun, embrace that. And when I say joy, I'm not talking about just that cliche kind of joy, joy, joy. I'm talking about that kind of joy that you feel, that spiritual connection to divine. So, ask yourself, what kind of activity do you do in your life that when you do it, time just disappears because you just love it so much? Focus on that. That's what you need to be focusing on, because the more in tuned we are with that joy, the more we're manifesting, and we're closer to divine. So, and it could be children, it could be sports, it could be entertainment. If you're a performer, this is a fantastic eclipse for you. You may get this fantastic performing job. So yeah, it's really good for Gemini risings. Now, for Cancer risings, it has to do with your home and family, which that's Cancer's main thing, right? Cancer is all about the home and family. So it's in the fourth house. So emotions may be running really high around this time. Um, you may be there may be something having to do with a home move or a home improvement or a significant family or parenting issue, or a domestic or real estate matter. But ultimately, it will be a positive thing. So it's going to hit cancers pretty hard, but good. But it has to do with something having to do with home, something to do with their home and family. So some kind of change is going on. It'll eventually be for the best. Might have to tiptoe through the tulips a little bit there before you get there, but it will. Now, for Leo risings, we're in our third house of communication, written and verbal communication. And that also has to do with doing podcasts and television and radio and everything like that. So it's about Leos need to find their voice, speak up. Speak up, Leos. That full moon lunar eclipse is going to bring you a lot of exciting ideas, things that are going to energize you, and you're going to want to broadcast your visions to the world. So step into that powerful, and no one can broadcast visions to the world better than a Leo, I gotta say. Now, for Virgo risings, Virgo and Virgo risings, second house of money. We love that, right? So focus on building your wealth, Virgo. Can't get a better category than that for Virgos. They love that. This full moon lunar eclipse is going to be about your prosperity. It's going to give you a chance to monetize and take a look at your budget. You might find you're doing a lot better than you think you are, or maybe a little side hustle will suddenly like double your income overnight. You never really know, but yes, Virgo, it's all about the money. Now, for Libra, this is happening in your first house of self, who you are, your identity, and your self love. So you're reaching closer to your goals, Libra. That's what's going to happen for you. You're having a culmination of a significant personal project or some kind of job or some kind of thing that you've been working on, that you've been focusing on, that means the world to you. Something that you identify that defines you because it's in your first house. Something like that is you're reaching a goal, a culmination. And so it's really very powerful for our Libras right now. Now, for Scorpio, this is happening in your 12th house, which is a very powerful house for Scorpio. Scorpio naturally rules the 8th house, but the 12th house is all about endings. It's the death house, but not literally death. It endings house. It's also your dreams and your psychic abilities and your intuition and healing. It's all about healing. So it's time to take a step back, Scorpios, and recharge. You may be feeling a little burnout. And with this powerful eclipse, this is a time to reflect, to get some solitude. Get some solitude, find out where you are, where you'd like to go, because listening to that inner voice, you're going to be getting lots of messages. So listen to your heart, listen to what the spirit is telling you to do. For Sagittarius, it's happening in your 11th house. And again, this is a fantastic fit with these energies because even though Sagittarius rules naturally the ninth house, it loves its friends. And that's what the 11th house is all about. The 11th house is all about the networking, the friends, professionally and personally. It's humanitarian efforts, and it's also hopes and wishes and manifesting. So have fun. You don't need to tell Sagittarius that twice. Sagittarians love to have fun. So exciting events are coming up for you, catching up with friends, meeting new people, expanding your network, which is wonderful. Sagittarians love to do that. Sagittarians have never met anyone that's not a friend. Everyone's a friend to a Sagittarian. So, which is one of the reasons why I love Sagittarius so much. So just the best use of your time, Sag, is to get out there, enjoy yourself, don't work too hard, meet some people, shake some hands, give out your business card if people still do that. I don't know if people still do that. Do people still do that anymore? I don't know. Now, Capricorn, the synchronicity of this is crazy. It's happening in your 10th house of career. And this is the house that Capricorn naturally rules, is the 10th house of career. So for Capricorns, it's wonderful. You're moving on up. You're moving on up. And with this eclipse, it's your career, your legacy. You're being watched right now. You may be getting a job offer, a job promotion, or something like this. This is a really important time on what you've been building this past year and what you're building in the future. Definitely look into that. So now we have Aquarius. Aquarius, this is happening in Aquarius's ninth house of foreign travel, foreign people, philosophy, higher education, publishing, also legal aspects, things like that. So it covers a lot. It's got a wide berth right there. But for Aquarians, it's all about, spreading your wings, flying, exploring new things. If you have if you have an offer to travel, especially foreign travel, snap it up. That's what you need to be doing. But if you can't travel, you can still explore things in your mind philosophically, because that's what it is. Ninth house energy is not necessarily religious philosophy, but deep spiritual philosophy, not necessarily like going to church on Sunday, but just the deep spiritual philosophy. By the way, are you seeing my little got my selenite right here. So anyway, but yes, curiosity, asking questions, diving deep, looking at philosophy, all that kind of good stuff. That's what's this is all about for you. And then for Pisces, you have it in your 8th house of big money and transformation and deep soul sexual connection to your better half. So, and when I say big money, I mean second house is the house of your monthly paycheck, right? Your 8th house is your house of bank loans and winning the lottery, getting alimony, IRS, tax debt, or tax refunds, right? That kind of stuff. It's also the 7th house is our house of marriage and business partnership, but the 8th house is deep spiritual sexual connection to our loving partner. Right. So pay attention to your relationships, Pisces, around this time. You have an opportunity to grow closer than ever before with your partner. Definitely. Also, if you need a bank loan right now, this may be the time to reach out for it around this time of the eclipse. Or who knows? You're you may be in for some big money influx. So that's a very good sign for Pisces. So I hope this helped with all of the eclipse energy that's happening. Like I said, it's happening on Monday the 25th, and we're going to feel the feels up through. Sometimes people feel the eclipse happening a month before, a week before, and sometimes a week after, and sometimes even a month after. But even if you're feeling it right around the time, we will be feeling the fallout of this energy of the eclipse at least for about 6 months from now, because that's how powerful it is. And in 2 weeks we have another follow-up eclipse. We have the eclipse in Aries, the solar eclipse on April 8th, and it's also a doozy, and we'll make a separate video for that. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Breathe, breathe through all of these energies because it's all for good. Just keep in mind that this is all for good. And I pulled this card earlier. I want to pull this one out again, even though it's not the card that I'm pulling for this particular reading, but I pulled this card for my weekly reading having to do with the eclipse. And I love this for the eclipse. I love this card, the Five of Cups. So you may lose something with this eclipse. Something may be eclipsed out of your life. Someone may leave. You may change jobs. Something may happen, but be careful. Look at the beautiful cups that you have standing behind you. Look at all the wonderful blessings that you have, because even if you lose something during this eclipse, it's all for the best, and you have so much more and so much more coming in your life because of this eclipse energy. Have a wonderful time, and blessings to you at this eclipse period.